I want to take you back to the really successful side with Manchester United, right? And you've got guys like, well, I would imagine, Cantona, Schmeichel, Keane, Beckham, boys like that. Now, I don't think anybody could argue there's egos there. However, they seem to be all rooting for the same cause, and they were extremely well, if not perfectly managed.
Yeah, of course. I think in terms of egos, I think when you're at a huge club like Man United, I think I was expected to leave your ego at the front door when you go in. Obviously, they've had some big superstars there over the years. You know, they've got some big personalities and big players there at the minute. Yeah, but there seems to be a bit of an issue ongoing since, obviously, you mentioned there, Sir Alex left, regarding, obviously, players being vocal and outspoken and stuff. You know, in terms of that, you know, a lot of United's washing is getting aired in public, and from many years ago that was never the case. And
yeah,
you know, I think it's easy for people to get access to stuff now via social media, etc. Agents speaking constantly, and obviously friends and families when players are not playing, so on. So yeah, it's difficult one to manage a modern day player, I think, and you know, Eric's finding that at the minute.
Well, it's Manchester United. You know what it's like, Phil. You're under pressure from day one. Very interesting as well. I loved hearing Harry Kane there talking about Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Saying he's one of England's all-time greats in that position. And yet he doesn't look to be getting a look in at United. Does that baffle you, Phil?
Yeah, he's had a tough, obviously, 18 months, Harry, to be fair to him. You know, I think the criticism is going beyond criticism at the minute. I think it's heading towards bullying.
Yeah.
You know, he's a professional footballer. We've all played the game. You know, we've all gone through spells in our career when we struggle with form and different things. And
yeah,
you know, he's had that. And you know, if you obviously as a United fan looking, you know, it's tough to see him when he obviously puts on the red shirt. But you know, when he puts on the England shirt, he looks confident. He looks assured. He looks himself. And you know, just at the minute, I don't know his surroundings. I think obviously everyone's getting on top of him. Obviously the criticism's not helping, and you know, he looks a shadow of himself at the minute.
Do you think he should have gone? He should have gone when he had the chance to go to West Ham with Davy.
Yeah, obviously, I think that was on the cards to go to West Ham, and I think it had benefited him going to play football week in, week out. And obviously, he's finding himself now in a situation where he's obviously not playing regular football. Obviously, you know the way football works, you get injuries throughout the season, and you know United have got a few injuries at the minute. So, you know, I fully expect him to probably play tonight, and you know, hopefully come in and you know,
tough game.
Yeah, tough game. Obviously, you're up against Kane, but obviously he knows all about Kane. Obviously, the England days, but you know, he is still an excellent player. It's not like he's obviously confidence is key in football, and you know, hopefully he can find a little bit of confidence back in his game and you know, get back to the levels where he was at Leicester.
Phil, where do you sit with Ten Hag at the moment? Because, I mean, there's a couple of things I haven't agreed with, obviously, with some of these press conferences talking about, for example, the penalty against Wolves and stuff like that. But he's well entitled to his opinion and comes out and says it. But I actually have a great degree of sympathy with him for some of the stuff that he's having to deal with, whether it's like Ronaldo, whether it's like Anthony, whether it's like, you know, Sancho on the other side, you know, Greenwood. It's just been one thing, the form of Harry Maguire. It's been one thing after another. And he has come out and said that he hasn't yet been able to field his strongest team.
Yeah, of course, he's certainly laid his authority on the squad when he's come in. He's obviously introduced a little bit of discipline, but obviously he's had issues, obviously, like you said, with the Greenwood scenario, obviously Anthony, and now the Sancho stuff. It doesn't help a manager when he's trying to select his best team and get his best team on the field to try and compete against these best teams. You look across the city at Man City. It's like obviously they're light years ahead at the minute, and you know they're where we need to be. We need to get back to challenging for them spots. And you know I've covered United a lot this season, and you know there's been glimpses of good performances, and then there's been not so good performances. So you can't turn it on and off at this level. You know, if you do that and you're not consistent in your performance, you find yourself way behind.
If you want to be critical of Ten Hag or any of us, I think you just made the classic example. Pep is in total control in Manchester City. He won't take any nonsense from anyone. It's see you later, you're out the door. Fergie was like that. maybe Ten Hag has got to be a little bit more ruthless now.
Yeah, absolutely. But the problem he's got is obviously these young players now, they're on huge contracts, and getting them out the door is not as easy as it was once upon a time. So
I agree, Phil. But if he doesn't, he could be on his way. Ten Hag.
It's difficult to turn around and say, listen, you're not part of my plans anymore. We'd like you to move on, but players are stuck on big contracts, and they don't seem like they want to move quick when there's an option to move.
Phil, I'm looking at the group. Put a bit of a brighter side on. I still fancy United to qualify. I think this is obviously the toughest game in the group tonight. I think it's very difficult at the moment to make a case for them getting a result, but football can happen. But I think, look at Copenhagen, I look at Galatasaray, I would still expect United to qualify, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously it's a decent group. Listen, it's a tough group. You obviously Galatasaray, you'd fancy United against Galatasaray at home, but Galatasaray away is obviously going to be tough. It'll be a tough game tonight. But listen, you come away tonight with a point. You put a good performance in. Try and get a bit of that confidence back, and take it into the ongoing games. But it's the consistency that we're looking for as obviously fans now. It's the consistency in the performances. We blew out on Colts far too much early this season, so you want to get a full 90 minutes performance out of this team, and hopefully tonight the underdogs going to Munich, but hopefully they can put performance on for us and come away with something.
Phil, just finally, I've got to break. Is it a 2-horse race, 3-horse race, race to Premier League, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, or do you see it more open?
Unfortunately for me, I think it's a 1-horse race.
Do you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I just think that I honestly, no disrespect to the teams challenging, but I watched them last night, and I don't even think they've got out of first gear yet, to be honest. I just think they're in complete cruise control. They just ooze class in every department, and obviously the players that they've brought in are just adapting to the system and the way Pep works. And it's a tough one to take, but you have to take your hat off sometimes and respect
quality and the
greatness.
Quality.
And this Man City team is that.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.